You're shrinking, not just your muscles, but your drive, your confidence, your very sense of who you are. Every morning you wake up a little less than the day before, and you've told yourself it's just age. But what if I told you that in just 15 minutes every morning, you could reverse that decline? That there are exactly 5 movements that signal your body to produce more testosterone, not less. I've seen it happen hundreds of times in my clinic, and today I'm going to show you how. Let me introduce you to Frank. Frank walked into my office at 63, shoulders slumped, looking at the floor. He said, "Doc, I don't feel like a man anymore." His testosterone was 280, well below the normal range for his age. He couldn't keep up with his grandkids, his libido was gone, and he was packing on belly fat no matter how little he ate. Frank thought his only option was testosterone injections. But we tried something else first, a specific morning routine built around 5 compound exercises. In 12 weeks, his testosterone climbed to 480, he dropped 14 pounds, and his wife told me he was like a new man. The secret wasn't magic, it was biology. Here's the reality for every man over 50. Your testosterone doesn't have to plummet. Yes, there's a natural decline of about 1% per year after 30, but the real crash comes from lifestyle, not age. Your body becomes more resistant to the signals that produce testosterone. Your stress hormone cortisol attacks the same pathways. Your fat cells convert what little testosterone you have into estrogen. And your muscles, the very engines that drive hormone production, start to atrophy because you're not challenging them the right way. The result is a vicious spiral. Less testosterone means less muscle means more fat means more estrogen means even less testosterone. But there's a powerful lever you can pull every single morning to break that cycle. I've been a board-certified men's health specialist for over 25 years, and I've treated thousands of men in that exact spiral. The research is crystal clear. A 2013 study from the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism showed that resistance training triggers an acute testosterone release that can last over an hour. And a 2020 meta-analysis from the National Institutes of Health confirmed that consistent compound lifting meaningfully raises resting testosterone levels in men over 50. But not just any exercises. It has to be the right ones, done in the right order, at the right time of day. The standard gym routine that worked for you at 25 is actually counterproductive now. You need a protocol designed for the aging endocrine system. So what are these 5 exercises? Let's walk through them one by one, and I promise by the end you'll have a complete morning routine that takes 15 minutes and can be done at home with minimal equipment. The first exercise is the goblet squat. Why goblet instead of barbell back squat? Because after 50, your spine and hips need a safer loading pattern. The goblet squat forces you into proper upright posture, engages your entire core, and, most importantly, recruits the largest muscle group in your body, your quadriceps and glutes. When you squat deeply with a weight held at your chest, you send a massive neural signal to your pituitary gland saying, "I need testosterone." I recommend starting with a 30-pound dumbbell or kettlebell. Do 3 sets of 8 to 10 reps, lowering slowly over 3 seconds, pausing at the bottom, and exploding up. Rest exactly 60 seconds between sets. Too long and the hormone boost fades. The second exercise is the push-up, but not the standard version. By 50, most men have weak shoulders and poor scapular control. Standard push-ups often cause pain. Instead, do incline push-ups with your hands on a sturdy chair or bench. The key is full range of motion, chest all the way to the surface, then push until your arms are fully extended. This variation protects your shoulders while still activating your chest, shoulders, and triceps. Huge muscle mass. Do 3 sets of as many reps as you can with good form, leaving 1 or 2 in the tank. Don't go to failure. That spikes cortisol and sabotages testosterone. The goal is stimulation, not annihilation. The third exercise is the bent-over dumbbell row. This is non-negotiable for testosterone because your back muscles are massive and often neglected. Grab a pair of dumbbells, hinge at your hips until your torso is nearly parallel to the floor, and pull the weights to your lower ribs. Squeeze your shoulder blades together at the top. This movement directly stimulates your posterior chain, the muscles that support your spine and produce the most powerful force. 3 sets of 8 to 10 reps, heavy enough that the last rep is challenging but not impossible. And here's a trick. Squeeze your glutes hard at the top of each rep. It increases your core tension and amplifies the hormonal signal. The 4th exercise is the Romanian deadlift with dumbbells or a kettlebell. This is the cornerstone of any testosterone protocol. The deadlift pattern recruits every muscle, from your traps to your calves, but the posterior chain, hamstrings, glutes, erector spinae, gets the most activation. And here's the scientific reason it's so effective. The deadlift creates the highest central nervous system demand of any exercise. Your brain interprets it as a survival movement and releases a flood of anabolic hormones. Start light, focus on form. Hinge at the hips, keep your back flat, and lower the weights to mid-shin. 3 sets of 6 to 8 reps, with a 3-second negative on the way down. That slow eccentric phase is gold for older muscles. The 5th and final exercise is the overhead press, performed seated or standing, depending on your lower back health. Use dumbbells or a barbell, whichever feels better on your shoulders. The overhead press locks in the hormone response by recruiting your shoulders, upper chest, and triceps, but more importantly, it forces you to brace your entire core and maintain stability. This full body tension signals your endocrine system to release testosterone from the testicles and adrenal glands. 3 sets of 8 to 10 reps, pressing directly overhead without arching your back. Keep your ribs down and glutes tight. Now here's where the app I use with my patients comes in. One of the biggest challenges my patients face is staying consistent and actually knowing if the routine is working. Hormone changes don't show up overnight, so you need a way to track your morning energy, libido, and even your weight from week to week. There's an app I recommend to all my patients. It's designed specifically for men over 50 to track these exact markers and adjust their protocol based on real data. I've left the link in the pinned comment below. You can set up your daily log in under a minute. It's what helped Frank stay on track and see his numbers climb. But the routine itself is the foundation. The order matters. Do these 5 exercises every morning, in the sequence I just gave, with exactly 60 seconds rest between sets. The whole workout takes 12 to 15 minutes. Do not skip the deep squat or the deadlift, because those 2 exercises produce the largest testosterone spike. A study from the European Journal of Applied Physiology found that a circuit of compound exercises performed in the morning caused a 50% greater acute testosterone release compared to the same workout done in the afternoon. That's because your morning cortisol is highest, and when you combine it with heavy resistance training, you create a perfect anabolic window. But here's the twist that most experts get wrong. You cannot overtrain on this protocol. For men over 50, more is not better. If you add extra sets, increase rest time, or do this routine twice a day, your cortisol will skyrocket and your testosterone will drop. I've seen it happen. One of my patients, Tom, was a former athlete who thought he'd push harder. He added 5 more sets and started doing the routine in the evening too. 8 weeks later, his testosterone was lower than when he started. He felt exhausted and irritable. We went back to the basic 15 minutes, and within a month his numbers improved. The protocol works precisely because it's short, intense, and leaves you wanting more. Now let me give you some deeper insight. The magic isn't just in the exercises, it's in the recovery between them. During those 60 seconds of rest, your muscles are clearing metabolic waste and replenishing ATP, but your pituitary gland is processing the signal to release luteinizing hormone, which triggers your testicles to produce testosterone. If you rest too long, the signal fades. If you rest too little, you build up too much cortisol. Exactly 60 seconds is the sweet spot, verified by research from the American College of Sports Medicine. Use a timer. Your phone is fine, but the app I mentioned has a built-in rest timer that removes the guesswork. You also need to modulate your breathing. During the lift, exhale forcefully through the concentric phase. That's the hard part. Inhale during the lowering phase. This technique, called the Valsalva maneuver, increases intra-abdominal pressure and stabilizes your spine, but it also boosts your nervous system arousal and amplifies the hormone release. Practice it light at first. I tell my patients to imagine they're blowing out a candle at the top of each rep. Let me share another case. George came to me at 67, convinced his low testosterone was permanent. He'd tried everything: supplements, herbs, even a strict diet. His numbers were stuck at 310. I put him on this morning routine, and within 90 days his total testosterone hit 490. Free testosterone, the version your body actually uses, doubled. He said the change wasn't just in his blood work. He felt like he had his 20s back. His wife called me to say thank you. But George's case teaches us something else. He also started having a protein-rich breakfast within 30 minutes of finishing the workout. That timing is critical because it provides the amino acids your muscles need to repair and signals your body that you're in a growth state, not a stress state. I recommend 25 to 30 grams of protein, 3 eggs, a scoop of whey, or Greek yogurt. Now let's expand this into your full morning. First, hydrate. Drink 8 to 12 ounces of water as soon as you wake up. Dehydration lowers testosterone because it increases cortisol. Second, do the 15-minute workout. Third, take a cold shower. We know cold exposure can boost norepinephrine and dopamine, but it also increases testosterone production by improving circulation to the testicles. Start with 30 seconds of cold at the end of your shower and build to 2 minutes. Fourth, get 10 to 15 minutes of natural sunlight on your face and arms. Morning sunlight sets your circadian rhythm, which optimizes your entire hormonal axis. Your testosterone production is tied to your sleep-wake cycle. Without morning light, your body doesn't know when to produce it. One more thing I want to add about nutrition. The first meal after this workout should include healthy fats, particularly from eggs, avocado, or olive oil. Cholesterol from dietary fat is the precursor for testosterone. If you're avoiding fat, you're sabotaging your own production. A 2018 study from the Journal of Steroid Biochemistry showed that men who ate a higher fat breakfast had 20% higher testosterone levels for hours afterward. Pair that fat with protein, and you've got a perfect hormonal meal. Listen, I know this sounds like a lot, but it's simpler than it seems. You can do these 5 exercises on a yoga mat in your living room. All you need is a pair of dumbbells or a kettlebell. Start with 20 pounds on each side for the squats and rows. A single 30-pound kettlebell for the deadlift. If you have joint issues, modify. For knees, do the squat to a chair. For shoulders, do dumbbell floor presses instead of push-ups. The core movements, squat, hinge, push, pull, press, remain the same. Adapt them to your body. Remember Frank? He was so stiff that first week he could barely squat to parallel. But he stuck with it. 2 months later, he was adding weight and telling his friends. His testosterone rose, his belly shrank, and he started feeling that morning energy he thought was lost forever. That's the transformation waiting for you. You are not shrinking, you are awakening. The biology is on your side if you know how to trigger it. These 5 morning exercises are your key. Do them every day, take good notes, give it 12 weeks, and let the data speak. If you found this video valuable, subscribe to the channel. I share new research and protocols every week to help you reclaim your vitality. And the tracking app I mentioned is linked in the pinned comment below. Start tomorrow morning. Your body is ready. It's time to answer the call.